మీరు పెట్టుకుంటే అయిపోతుంది ఇక్కడ.
ఇక్కడికి రండి.
ఇది చేసిన హ్యాండ్ 570 600 700 అయిపోతున్నారు మొత్తం వస్తారేమో. మైక్ కొంచెం Well, students, good afternoon and welcome to the verbal aptitude session. Yeah, I just would like to get confirmation from one or two students. Let me just go through that so that I just want to see. Nitesh. Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Nitesh.
Good afternoon, sir.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there is Balakrishnan, then Patel, then Vamshi. Yeah, just if you can one more, I just would like to ask, and if they tell me they are able to hear me, then I'll go ahead with my class. There is one more, Rachuri. Are you able to hear me? Rachuri, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Rachuri.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, yes, I can hear you.
So shall I go with the session now?
Yes, sir, you can.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
I just would like to know. From this group, has any student earlier attended my classes? Kindly raise your hands, and others can lower their hands, please. If anyone has attended my classes, I think you're able to see my picture there. If someone has attended my previous classes, I just would like to know.
Sir,
Yeah.
చిన్న announcement.
Cheppan.
Those who are students of civil and mechanical, students can leave the session. From day after tomorrow, you'll be having a session. So those who are civil and mechanical students, they can leave the session. This session is only for EC, electrical and CSC and instrumentation. Civil and mechanical students can leave the session. For them, they will be having a other session from day after tomorrow. That we will announce in the evening class. Sir, ఇంకోటి నేను ఇందాక చెప్పాను చూడండి, అది ఒకసారి అడగండి. Convenient.
ఇప్పుడు అడుగుదాం.
అడిగేసాను సార్.
Students, there is a small, I think there some kind of request from students, slot to be changed timings in this verbal ability. Some have proposed 7 to 9 and 11 to 1, it seems. What time would be convenient to you, so that the earlier the better, so that you will be free afterwards. So if you can, what time it would be better, like? Sir, వాళ్ళు ఎట్లా అడగమంటే వాళ్ళని మనము అలో చేయమని అడిగి చెప్తాను ఒకటి.
మెసేజ్ చేయమనండి సార్.
And you just message it to students, like just drop a small message. 7 to 9 slot, 11 to 1 slot. Preferably, if you can go, my morsel of advice to you is that if you can go in the morning 7 to 9, then you will be free afterwards. Then you can carry on with your works. It depends on you. So according to the message, the conveyor of this meeting definitely will come back to you.
Sir, 7 to 9, sir, from tomorrow.
7 to 9,
Yeah.
Sir. So this 7 to 9 తీసుకుందాం అలా, రైటా?
సో సివిల్ అండ్ మెకానికల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ని వెళ్ళిపోమనండి సార్. వాళ్ళకి ఎల్లుండి నుంచి సెషన్ ఉంటుందని చెప్పండి.
వేరే సెషన్ ఉంటుంది అంతేనా?
టెక్నికల్ సెషన్, అది అనౌన్స్మెంట్ చేస్తారని చెప్పండి.
సరే. There is a small announcement to mechanical and civil students that they are asked to leave the session. Maybe day after tomorrow onwards, they will be having some technical sessions, it seems, and by evening you will get to know the slot. Okay, so others have left it. Good. And most of them would like to prefer 7 to 9, it seems, and it's an ideal time, and I do appreciate that. So tomorrow onwards, the session commences sharp at 7. Okay, students, like 7 to 9. So I think civil students and mechanical students are leaving. Good. Venkat?
సార్ స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోండి సార్. ఇంకా
వాళ్ళు వెళ్తున్నారు.
ఓకే, మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోండి, పర్లేదు.
Right. Welcome, students. Welcome. Shirisha, are you able to hear me? Shirisha? Sirisha, are you there? Sirisha?
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon,
afternoon,
Sirisha.
sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just I would like to get a sort of
Okay, sir.
confirmation. Right, right. So we'll go ahead with the session. I think our friends civil and mechanical have left and others. You belong to which stream, Shirisha? EC?
Electrical, sir.
Electrical. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Welcome. Welcome. Right, right. Right. Now we'll go with the session. And I think all the students have left the session, mechanical and civil. Good. Now we'll continue the session, students. Right. Other students like Sonali, Ankur, Sandeep Kumar, Sriram, others, you can lower your hands, please. Thanks for raising your hands. Definitely any sort of a query, I would give some time to you so that you can dialogue with me. So first of all, allow me to go with my session. Definitely I will take into consideration your ounce of doubts, your queries. If you have any genuine doubt, your hands are raised so that I can go with that. So which means you want to ask something to me, okay then. Otherwise you can lower your hands, please. Okay. Ankur? Ankur? You have risen your hand. Okay, there is one student, Aditya. You have something to ask me, Aditya? Aditya Kumar. Aditya Kumar.
సార్ డౌట్స్ లాస్ట్ లో తీసుకోండి సార్.
అదే అంటున్నాడు వాళ్ళు కొంచెం రేజ్ చేసినారు ఎందుకు
అంటే వాళ్ళు ఆటోమేటిక్ కొన్ని రేజ్ అవుతాయి సార్ ఫోన్ ముందుకు వెళ్ళగానే.
ఓకే 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 రైట్ రైట్. Yes, students. So once again, welcome you to the afternoon session. Others, you can just lower your hands. Definitely, I'll take your queries, whatsoever the queries and doubts that you have. Definitely, I'll try to entertain them. For time being, you please just lower your hands, please. Lower your hands. Students, you're all a bit curious what this verbal ability. So in the year 2009, when they have introduced students, they have introduced a title called students, verbal ability. Last year, they have changed the title. This will not give us any problem to us. Durga, you have raised your hand. I'll just come back to you afterwards, please. Okay, I'll come back to you. Right. So last year, couple of years, the title was verbal ability. Last year, they have changed it to Durga, you have risen your hand.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I am mechanical student. Can I attend the class or not?
No. Civil and mechanical students, you can leave the session, please.
Yes.
They will announce you later on. Today by evening, you will get the slot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right, buddy. Right, good. Sandeep.
హలో సార్.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandeep.
సార్ గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ సార్. సార్ ఇది FM1 క్లాస్ కూడా సివిల్ మెకానికల్ వాళ్ళకి కాదా, లేకపోతే
సివిల్ మెకానికల్ కి ఈ రోజు కాదు నాన్న, ఈ రోజు లేదు.
సార్ ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ FM.
FM
ఎస్ సార్.
వెంకట్ వెంకట్ లైన్ లో ఉన్నావా?
ఉన్నాను సార్, చెప్పండి.
అది FM అంటావు, FM వాళ్ళకి
ఏ సార్ ఈవినింగ్?
అదే అడుగుతాను. సందీప్, వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ క్వైరీ?
సార్ FM1 మార్నింగ్ 5 to 4 hours షెడ్యూల్ ఉంది కదా సార్, 5 to. అది కూడా సివిల్ మెకానికల్ వాళ్ళకి కాదా, లేకపోతే సివిల్ మెకానికల్ వాళ్ళకి ఉందా?
అలాంటి డౌట్స్ మీరు కాల్ చేసి కనుక్కోండి అమ్మా.
ఆల్వేస్ కనుక్కోవాలా?
సరేనా? రైట్.
ఓకే సార్.
Aarti?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Aarti.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, sir.
You have any doubts?
No, sir. The doubt was my mic was not working, so.
It's okay. Others, you can lower your hands, please. Mechanical students and civil students, kindly leave the session and be in touch with the administrative department, and they will be able to let you know the timings for the day after tomorrow schedule, students. Is it okay? Right, good. Allow me, students, like I have already taken some of the time here. So 2009, when they have introduced the title, it was verbal ability. And as you know, students, like there were certain changes in the last year. So they have just made it the title verbal aptitude, they said. Aptitude. So the students who are trying to raise your hands, please lower your hands. Allow me, please. I'll come back to you. Definitely you will be allowing me. Civil and mechanical students, kindly leave the session. Okay. Right. So the title has nothing to do with what we call it as the last year's kind of a change. It has nothing to do with that. So verbal ability and verbal aptitude. Actually, earlier in the year 2009, the main subject was what exactly it was, general aptitude. So again, they have come back. So what they have done is that they have just mentioned it, what we call it as aptitude. They have mentioned it. Sonali, you have some doubts, Sonali? Sonali, you have raised your hand. Right. So the title has nothing to do with that, students, like. So what we will try to do is that, so verbal ability and aptitude. Now, but if you go a bit deep into the changes, ability is something different and aptitude is something different, students, like, okay. So forget about the title, please. Forget about the title. Now we'll come back to what we call it as the score pattern. I just would like to introduce the score patterns. Some students have raised their hands. It's causing me a bit disturbance. You lower your hands, please. I'll come back to you, don't worry. I'll give you ample of time when you have doubts. Sonali. You have risen your hand. Right. So students, I just before introducing what we call it as the subject, I just would like to introduce about myself. Some of you may be aware about myself, or I may be new to you, right? Right, students, like now, let us see. My name is Dr. M. Jairaj. I just would like to pen down here. I'm Dr. M. Jairaj. so that you'll get some kind of an idea, right? I've been imparting this GATE coaching almost about a fortnight. I mean to say that about 13, 14 years I've been in this institute. In the beginning, I was teaching when verbal aptitude was not introduced into GATE. I was teaching IES, General English. Then in the year 2009, they have introduced verbal ability. And ever since then, I have taken up this English verbal ability students. And I'm damn sure and pretty sure the nerve of the GATE, where usually they try to raise the questions and how they raise the questions. Don't ask me, sir, next year, what question may what we call appear in the GATE exam, don't ask. But I can give you the area, students, like that much I am concerned about it. The areas like where exactly they are focusing. So because having gone through 14 years of this one, I am pretty sure the areas of the concern from the verbal ability, right? So any sorts of what we call it as students, like having gone through this all years, I have been going through the papers of the previous year's GATE, and I have come to some kind of a conclusion where to concentrate so that, the students, you also should not be burdened, like, there is a plethora or ample of syllabus, but should we have to take all the syllabus or look into the exact area where, you can work out and you can cut a very good figure, students. Very good. So this is a small introduction about myself. So I'm basically born and brought up in Hyderabad. And then again, catered my courses or imparted my courses in nook and corner of India, then elsewhere, little bit in abroad also, students. So, well, this is my little bit about my introduction. Now, straight away, I just would like to go to I cannot take your introductions because it may take a lot of time, right? So having given a little bit of introduction about myself, then I'll move on to the subject, students. Like, so here is the subject, students. Like, as we all know, we are all sure that if you come to what we call it as the subject part itself, now just look at this one. The subject is nothing but a general aptitude, actually. General aptitude is further divided into two sessions, students. As I said, one is what we call it as the verbal ability or verbal, what we call it as an aptitude. I just put it as verbal aptitude. Then numerical aptitude or numerical ability, numerical aptitude. Okay, right. So this is how we can divide, and the scores of this general aptitude, the total score is 15 marks, students. Okay, 15 marks. 15 marks. So it is something solid, and definitely this need to be paid due attention. And the students like verbal aptitude and numerical aptitude. Okay, so just before going to the content list, first of all, I just would like to introduce the scores of students. Like, here we go. So when I talk about the verbal ability, students, like down the line from 2009 onwards. So let me just look into different streams, how and where they have concentrated, with what percentage of marks they have concentrated, students. Like, it's my observation that's I've gone through. Okay, supposing if you look into what we call it as, students, like triple E, for example, if you just see triple E, supposing then again instrumentation, then again you have something computer science. This is my observation, and you can also go through the previous years of papers and look into the score pattern, please. So triple E, instrumentation and computer science. So the scores ranged from, there was a constant variation. There was no constant scores to these streams. Some of the years they have tested for 8 marks. Some of the years for 9 marks. 1 or 2 years it went on to 11 marks. One of the years I even found it for 13 marks. Most of the years, even it was tested for even 6 marks. Look into that. So there is a variation. See the scores, please. 15 marks here. I mean, both comprises numerical aptitude and verbal aptitude. So these are the scores that I found with, especially with these streams. So especially EEE students, instrumentation students, computer students need to pay due attention because the scores are quite high. Right, students, like, right. So what about the other subjects? For example, like if you happen to look into something like, I just go here now, if something like civil engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, EC, my observation, having gone through the previous year's papers, maximum score that went on here was only for 7. And most often it was for 6. And I think most of you are in my class now, I think you are EC, right? Very good. So students, now, well, whatsoever the stream that you can find, because it's the general subject which has to be catered to every gate paper. Earlier there were 28 gate papers. And especially when I talk about my subject, they have touched every core or every part of the, what we call it as the contents. You know why? It's not one paper, right? There are 22 gate papers and it is a common subject. And last year they have introduced a few more. And I think recently also they have introduced 2 more. I think this year they have introduced, I just skipped from my mind. It is, I think, from the section of, I'll come back to you. This year also they have introduced 2 more subjects. So altogether, the gate papers, you know, how many? 29 papers now. So 29 papers means my subject is tested all streams, since it is a common subject now. So every year they search for new questions. Are you able to understand, students? Like, so they search for new questions and they try to frame new kind of questions. Very good. So altogether there are now gate papers, 29 papers, students, and 29 papers verbal aptitude is tested. And if at all, if I talk some questions, mostly my concentration would be on the previous year's questions, and accordingly I try to impart teaching in the class. Okay, good. So this is something about the overall score, students. Like, you can take an average somewhere, especially civil, mechanical and EC students, like they can take somewhere between the average marks between 6 and 7. Be comfortable, like, that's all. Okay. And when I talk about this EEE instrumentation and computer science, you can take somewhere between what we call it as 7 or 8 marks of students. Like, this is an average that I'm just going to give you. Okay, this is the average scores. So please look into this and accordingly you try to work out, students. So something like, 6 or 7 marks or 7 or 8 marks, you cannot simply discard. The subject is damn easy. Only thing is, the problem with the students is that since it is unknown subject, since it is English subject, sometimes you wish to discard this subject thinking that this is not of your concern. But well, you need to look from the, what we call it as the aim. The aim of Arjun was to hit the bird's eye. There are a lot of leaves and all, what we call it as, students, like the aim has to be there. Final aim is your gate score. So that is, what is your final goal or aim is gate score. Whether you pay attention to technical subjects or non-technical subjects, students, like, no. From the college point of view, you need to pay a lot of attention to what? Engineering subjects. Even if you skip this English and all, no one would raise a question in the college. No one would even ask also why you don't attend English classes, like, right? Very good. But since it is a test students, something what we call it as, which you are carrying as a weapon all through your life. So even numerical aptitude students, like easily you can cut scores. Like, let me talk about non-technical, 30 marks. Your mathematics, most of you are well versed in mathematics. Why do you leave scores? At least you should cut 13 marks in mathematics. Numerical aptitude, small questions like blood relationship, dice, cubes. Pay attention to this subject. And my verbal ability students, like, thanks. This last year they have mentioned one title, only grammar that they have mentioned. 2009, I'll try to compare and let you know which are the areas they have discarded and which are the areas they have added on to, and some deletions. Not much of deletions, only what we call it as they have elaborated the topic, or they are very crystal clear with the topics. So let me also go with that. So pay little attention, students. Like I never ask students to pay what we call from morning till evening, or you spend at least even 1 hour or 2 hours. No. Even if you devote those students who have opted for what we deep learn package, you will find in deep learn package students, like I have divided the slots into 13 minutes, 15 minutes. So if some students have opted for deep learn package, you will really find my sessions just for 15 minutes, just to spend someday one slot, means one topic, 15 minutes. And I think that will cater you what we call it as good score students. Well, very good. I just was trying to motivate you with the scores. So please pay attention. These are the scores may vary also students, like 1 or 2 years, even I found only they have verbal, this triple instrumentation and computer, they have raised only for 2 marks. Do you mean to say that you want to discard? 1 of the years I found only for 2 marks. But 1 of the years they have raised even for 13 marks. Then what do you say? So you cannot. It is something like, scores always vary. Scores always, try to jumble up. So please pay due attention to the subject students. Like, very good. So with the score pattern, now I'm going to introduce you the syllabus students, like what date has given the syllabus, like the complete syllabus. I just would like to give it to you students, like, so 2019, what core areas they have paid, like, okay, I'll give you this verbal aptitude scores, sorry, the content part now. So let me just go with the contents now. Now let us see. Verbal aptitude itself, that is the title they have given now, verbal aptitude. Contents. Verbal aptitude contents students, okay? So what they have said is basic English grammar, that is what the title is. So last year they have modified something like, basic English grammar, that is what they said. This is the heading they have given, like basic English grammar, which means, what do you understand by this basic English grammar? In the year 2019, there was a note at the bottom. What standard would they test? The standard is that of class 9th and 10th, that's all. Don't expect the graduate level standard students. Questions are very easy. Very easy. But gateway of testing questions is somewhat a bit complex in nature. Simple in its conception. The moment you look at the question, you feel like answering. Sir, I know this question. But when you go through the options, are so confused, they are very near to the answer. And that is what? Simple in its conception, but complex in its execution. That is what you have to understand the gate. So that is how the gate standards of questions are. So under this one, students, what they have mentioned is that, so they have numbered, so let me just go with that. The basic English grammar. What do you mean by basic English grammar, students? Like number 1. What did they say basic English grammar now? What they have said is, let me just put it, students, like now. They said tenses. tenses. So every student, whether you are from Telugu medium, Urdu medium, or Hindi medium students, now you are into engineering, right? All the subjects have been imparted in English. So this is the basic chapter of the English grammar, where you need to use present, past, and future tenses. So this is the chapter that they have clearly mentioned. In the year 2009, what they have mentioned, they have simply mentioned grammar. We didn't know what grammar to be taught. But anyway, I used to impart the complete picture of the grammar. It's a notion of ocean, students. Don't ever think that grammar is what we call it as like start and end, like it has no limits. So that was the 2009. But last year, they have clearly specified the subject like tenses, that's all, okay? So definitely I'm going to illustrate it. And you will see, you would not miss any questions, if at all, if there is what we call it as tenses. The most important chapter in tenses is conditional tenses. Every year I find a question. What do you mean by conditional tenses, students? I'll come back to you, don't worry. I'll come back to you. First time I'm just introducing. Conditional tenses is something like, if I go to Delhi, then what should be the next sentence? That's all. If it is present tense, what should be the main clause? If you begin with the past tense, what should be the main clause, which tense? If you begin a sentence in future, what would be the next clause? Okay, so very simple chapter. I'm going to highlight this one under the title verb. Okay, right. So this is one thing. And the second one, what they have mentioned, students, in the syllabus is that most often I find these questions articles, and this would be my first chapter itself. When I have to teach you, I will start with articles. What are articles, students? Like simple a and the. Even last year there were questions. So you cannot miss. Okay, it takes a little bit of time, students. Like it takes almost like four hours articles chapter itself, because it associates with the noun chapter. Okay, so there is something like articles and determiners. So it's a very small chapter. A and the other medium students also should not miss these ones. First of all, you should understand, students, like that's why I think they are very clear why they have not used the word ability. Earlier they have used the word ability, but this year they have said what we call it as aptitude they have mentioned now. So what do we understand by aptitude, students, like? So it is nothing but the basic. What about GATE, G-A-T-E, like? G-A-T-E, aptitude test. Aptitude means the basics of your engineering course that every student should know. That is the idea behind testing. Okay, right, very good. So articles, students, they have clearly mentioned. And there is one chapter, they have specified it very clearly, that is adjectives. Again, you find a lot of questions from this chapter, adjectives, students. So what are adjectives like? They modify nouns, they qualify nouns, they add meaning to nouns. So, okay, but how they are testing like? So in adjectives, there are something like 3 degrees, something like positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. So if they give the sentence in comparative, sometimes they may ask you to change it into positive. Or if they ask the positive, they ask you to change it into superlative degree. Or sometimes they themselves will give you 4 comparative degrees, A, B, C, D, which is right according to the grammar. That is what you have to understand now. So most of the questions in adjectives like these 3 degrees, like positive degree, how to make a positive degree statement, comparative degree statement, superlative degree statements. Then what are the basics? Like if it is comparative degree, then what should be there? If it is a superlative degree, article the should be there before. If it is a positive degree, as good as. Okay, don't worry, I'll come back to you these ones. As I go with the contents, you will be covered up all the students. Like I'm not going to leave anything like. So that's what I'm trying to say. So one chapter that they have raised is the adjectives. So it's a very simple chapter. Okay, it takes about only 2 hours or 1.5 hours. I can take and finish it up that adjective chapters. Okay, wonderful students. Right now, the next content what they have discussed is adjectives, and the next one is yes, something which always always gives what we call it as pain to you is preposition chapters. Preposition, yes. Every year I find these prepositions. Last year, at. So students are confused whether to use the word on, whether to use the word at, or whether to use the word in. Okay. So this also takes about 2.5 hours. So students, preposition chapter. Every year I find these ones. They are not raising simple prepositions like in, on, upon. Well, I found some of the years, but their focus is mainly on prepositional phrases. There's a big list I have given in my theory book. I'll show you the book also, students. Something like call in, call on, call at, call for. You are highly confused. Sir, should I use call in? Should I use call for? Should I use call at? These are all what we call it as prepositional phrases. They go with the verb list. Okay. So this chapter also, but I'll highlight few verbal phrases. I have given in my book at least 75 verbal phrases, 75 words you need to master. And a couple of years I found the same words being repeated. So last year, I think one of the years was put. So should I go with the word put with, put up with, or put in, or put on? Then the previous year was what we call it as like a bring. So bring up, bring in, bring into, bring for. So such kind of one, students, like I know it's a bit tough, but having given few verbal phrases, you will definitely cut a very good figure. That's what the influencing faith I have. Okay, that's one thing. So just wait for the chapter again, students, like, and there is one more, that is number 5. Chapter conjunctions. Oh, so don't worry about that. This is a small chapter. Conjunctions. Should you use the word despite or despite of? There's no word called despite of. You'll be using the word only despite. Okay. Should you use the word because? Should you use the word as? Should you use the word for? Or should you use the word since? Or should you use the word for? So small chapter, conjunctions, students. I would not highlight the chapter conjunction as separately. That would be highlighted, that would be taught under the title somewhere when I come to the chapter pronoun. Somewhere, one of the chapters I'll be trying to cover up. Okay, so don't worry. I'll be giving you the list of those ones, like, okay, right. And almost every year I found this question, that is what we call it as, they have given the word and verb noun agreement, they have said. What is this verb? Verb noun agreement. In other words, I call sometimes a subject to verb agreement. Subject to verb concordance, we say. If the subject is singular, your verb also should be singular. And sometimes they give subject to plural and the verb is singular. Your ability and skill of the grammar should help you to correct the sentence. If the verb is plural, your subject cannot be singular. You say Rama play in the garden or Rama plays in the garden. If Rama is singular, you cannot use the word plural verb play. Play is plural. You have to use the word s there. Rama plays in the garden. But you will not get questions like this. You think subject and verb, okay? Do you think that like in the KG class you thought bird flies, very good. Sita sings, very good. But our testing is somewhat different, students. Like your subject is here means after 1 kilometer you will find the verb. So your skill and ability is to test and see Right? So don't worry. This also I'm going to talk under the chapter, verb chapter. Okay, very, very important chapter. Every year they have raised this question: subject to verb concordance, subject to verb agreement. It's a bit lengthy chapter. I'll talk about this one, students. Like, right? Very good. And they have mentioned one chapter, right? Seventh one, what they have said is, and other parts of speech. They have said, what is this and other parts of speech now? And other parts of speech, they said. Yes. So what do you mean by other parts of speech, students, here now? So yes, covered up. Yes, I just would like to ask one of the students, how many parts of speech are there in English grammar? Let me see if someone can raise your hand. How many parts of speech? Parts of speech in English grammar. Now you raise your hands, please. Let me see at least one of the students. If you're able to hear me, right? Raise your hand, students, like at least one student. One student. Yes, yes. How many parts of speech do we have in English grammar? I'm surprised. None of the students raise their hands. Huh? Yeah, after imparting, definitely I will try to dialogue with you. Not that I will leave you alone. None. I just would like to get one among you. Raise your hands, please. How many parts of speech are there in English? Are you able to hear me? Hello? Sleepy? I think after what we call it as, after lunch. Huh? At this one? There's nobody. I don't know why. Generally in my class, students raise their hands. I don't know why in this class, no one raises. How many parts of speech do we have in English grammar? Parts of speech. You see that? Another parts of speech. If you don't raise hand, I will not move further. That's what I said. This is aptitude test. Simple grammar. There are 536 students in the class. Okay, you are querying the, okay. Just raise your hand, please. Oh, a lot of students are giving me what we call it as, let me see. Yeah, I've not gone through your questions. Okay. I think you are pinning down the, okay, let me see. Many of you have wished me. I'm just going through the question answer box now. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Wonderful. Yes. Okay. Just to mention in the box, that is also okay. No option to raise hand. Who said? Why? Someone has written no option to raise hand. I don't know why. Wonderful, man. Okay. Most of you have given me the answer. I don't know why. Let me see what happened with this. Yes. Okay, I'll read it now. Sai Varun. Absolutely right answer, student like. Yeah, I don't know why this option. 1 minute. My system is okay. Okay, I'll come back just to it. Okay, no option. They might have discarded that option maybe. Let me just see. 1 minute, I'll just see. I'll read it. Very good. Sai Varun, he has given me the answers. There are 8 parts of speech. Congrats, man. Very good. Absolutely, you are right. Shiva Shankar, try to correct your answer, please. Number Sumadar. Okay. I'm right. Maybe I'm right in articulating the word like you said 8. Very good. Absolutely right. Namrita, you raised a question, sir. 8. It is a doubt. You are absolutely right. 8. Sampath, try to correct the number, please. Yes, someone has given me, sir. There is no hand option. Very good. Triveni, 8. Very good. Sir, blue color is not visible. Okay, I'll just go with the white itself. Like, okay, I'll just go with the. Okay. Arun Vishal, try to correct the number, please. Bhushan Kumar, your number is 8 parts of speech. Very good. Absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Shimarjit, number 8. Very good. Wonderful. Priyavarth Raj. Absolutely. Your number 8. Yeah, all have given almost like wonderful, like Sunanda. Okay, that is again number 8. Okay, 8. Dinesh, 8. Wonderful. So shall I? Yeah, very good, man. So I was thinking why you have not raised the hands, like, okay. I think they have unmuted. I think, let me just see. Yeah. Okay, I'll call the department. They from where they might have discarded you. Okay, very good. You have given me, most of you have given me what we call it as like, yes, it is absolutely, it is what we call it as, there are 8 parts of speech in English. Okay, I'll just ask the department to give that option to activate the option. 1 minute, students. అది హ్యాండ్ రేసింగ్ అది తీసేసినావా? సరే ఇప్పుడు పెట్టేసి రైట్. Here, students, some student has told me, sir, tenses, what we call it as that blue pen is not visible. Definitely, I'll try to go with the white one. Students, like, I think if it is okay, let me just see now. I think now you can raise your hands, please. Maybe let me see. Yes. Now I think yes. Now you got the yes. Now you can lower your hands now. Okay. I'll have 1 or 2 conversations now. Let me just see. Okay. Very good. Madhuri. K. Madhuri. Okay. A. Mahinder. Your panel list. Okay. Let me just see. Aniket.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir. I am able to hear you.
Are you able to see this blue sketch?
Yes, sir. It's perfectly visible.
Okay, but I'll try to change it. Better. Right. So, Aniket, how many parts of speech do we have in English?
Sir, 8.
There are 8 parts of speech. Aniket, where are you from? Which state are you from?
Sir, Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. How is Maharashtra, Aniket?
Sir, now it's fine. Earlier it was worse.
Earlier it was worse. Now are you able to breathe now? At least now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, man. Maharashtra is worst affected. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we really feel for it, and we are praying for Maharashtra, right? Definitely, definitely, everyone. Yes, now situation will improve. Definitely, it will improve. That is what hope against hope we have. Very good, Aniket. Very good. Others, now you can lower your hands, please. Now I'll come back to you again. I'll come back to you again. I'll come back to you again, please. Right. Right. You can now lower your hands, please. You can lower your hands until and unless you have any genuine doubt. You can keep your hand so that I think that you have some genuine doubt. Then I can ask you something. Okay. Okay. Very good. Right. Right. You can lower your hands. Bhavesh. Bhavesh. You have something to ask me? Okay. Yashra.
Hello.
Yeah, Fatima.
So my college classes is from 8 o'clock. So 7 to 9 is not a good timing for me.
Your college starts at 8 to?
Yes, 8 to 11.
8 to 11. So you are one student. Yeah, Shira. You are EC, right, student?
No, sir, CSE.
Computer science.
Yes.
Are there computer science students in this batch? I'm doubtful. Okay, are there computer science students also? The list that they have given to me is that.
Sir, only mechanical and civil were asked to leave.
Right. So most of you have raised your hands also. Let me also just ask with Yashra. I'll come back to you again. Supriya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is your doubt, Bete?
Actually, not doubt. You have asked how many are of your CSE branch. So I have raised my hand.
You are from computer science? Are you from?
Yes, sir.
So which means there are computer science students also in this batch.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll just talk to them and see. There's one student who says college commences at, but I don't know, colleges, have they started now? I don't know. Supriya, what about your college?
So I'm a last year and there's no more classes.
Okay, you wound up last year itself now. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. Right. Thank you. Yugashri.
Sir?
Yeah.
So I saw the last year papers. In that asymptoms and symptoms and meaning words will be there, sir.
I'm coming back. I've not yet introduced the complete chapter yet.
Okay, sir.
This is only grammar point now. There is other list also. I'll come back to that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Avantika.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bete. What's your doubt, Bete?
I think you asked who belongs to CS branch. That's why I raised my hand.
So you are also from CSE batch, computer science batch, okay?
Yes.
Okay, Bete. Right. Others can lower your hands, please now. If you don't have, then allow me to go. Okay, last. Okay, good. So, okay. Anil has some doubt. Okay, Anil.
Sir, can you please arrange the class at 11 o'clock, sir?
11, Bete.
Yes, sir.
Majority are actually like almost 600 students, 550 students. Okay, let me just talk to them and see. I'll just see what people say, that earlier the better, so that you will be free, or else you have to wait up to 11 o'clock. But 1 or 2 students told me there is college timings also. Let me also just check with the department. Okay. Just when I wound up the session, I'll talk to them and I'll get in touch with you. Right, Beta? Yes, please allow me to go now. Good. Okay, so that option has been activated, so you can write. So this is from what we call it as students, like this is grammar point of view, only grammar point of view. Now other parts of speech, as you said, now there are 8 parts of speech, students. Now very good. Now what could be the other parts of speech? Now they did not touch here. Now noun chapter they did not touch. Okay, but I have to teach you noun also. If they have mentioned here, see verb noun agreement. You see here now, yes, I have to teach you noun also now. Verb noun agreement, which is already there. So noun. There is one more what we call it as students, like pronoun chapter. If at all there is verb and noun agreement, then there should be verb and pronoun agreement also. So pronoun chapter. That's why they said other parts of speech which we cannot discard. So that is pronoun, students. Like there is verb chapter already, tenses, then again verb, it is already there, students. Like so verb chapter also have to be covered up. There are other aspects in that. Then one more thing, students, like there is one chapter they did not mention, adverb. So that also we need to cover up, because they said other parts of speech, which means in their mind these are the important ones. So they are going to talk. Okay, these are the important ones. Like in addition to that, these are also included in that. That is what they mean to say. So noun, pronoun, verb, adverb also. There are a lot of questions previous years from the chapter, adverb also, students. So anyway, noun and verb already it is there. So definitely I have to talk about that. Pronoun also I need to talk about that. So this is grammar point of view. I mark this one as the A part, students. Like, okay, this I mark it as A part. Okay, right. Now I'll go with the B part. Now what is the B part of the syllabus that they have mentioned is, yeah, now they said, yes, B part is basic. Just now one student asked me. Basic vocabulary, they said. So you understand, students. So this is the vocabulary part also. So vocabulary. So what are they going to test under this vocabulary, students? Like as it mentioned earlier, like in the form of antonyms, they ask students. Basic, they said. When GATE tests you the vocabulary, students, like they don't test grandiloquent, magniloquent, laconic, verbose words. No, they don't test. They don't test. Because they keep in mind all the GATE takers all over India are not from English medium background. Right? There are students from Marathi medium, there are students, they're Kerala students, they're Tamil students, right? Yeah, Gujarati. So different mediums of instruction students take GATE. So they keep in mind basic vocabulary. So keep in mind, students, like basic, which means you need to understand day-to-day talk, day-to-day conversation. I mean to say, where editors frequently use these words in the newspaper. News readers use them. Or your principal in the college frequently uses such words. Okay? Keep in mind this one, please. Outward, a word which is not used in what we call as a conversations, they are not going to ask. Damn, I'm sure about that. Okay? So keep in mind. So antonyms in the form of antonyms, in the form of synonyms. Okay? Then what else they are going to raise in the form of vocabulary, students? Like in the form of vocabulary. The third one is they test frequently idioms. Someone has raised their hand. I'll come back to you, students. Like, allow me to go with that. Idioms and phrases, I call it as idioms and phrases. And again, an idiom would not go beyond our concept or conception. Let me tell you. An idiom which is frequently used in the newspaper. Okay? So idioms. In Hindi, people say muhavra or muhavre, right? So 2, 3, 4 words gives some sense. Okay. So that is idiomatic expressions and idiomatic language. Shubham, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, students. Just let me just go with that. Okay. So antonyms, synonyms, idioms, and phrases. Okay, right. So this is B part of the syllabus. I call it as. Yeah, some student has raised his hand. Let me just to see that. Okay. Right, good. Okay, is this okay, students? Like first part is grammar part. The second one is what we call it as the basic vocabulary. Okay, right. Then let me come back to what we call it as the C also, students, like now. And what they have said is that the basic vocabulary, when they said basic vocabulary, in terms of the GATE syllabus, this is what I have given you. What exactly the wordings of the syllabus is that? Syllabus is what they have said is words. In the syllabus, they have mentioned the word words. Words means in the form of antonym and synonyms like words, idioms, and phrases, in context. I'll tell you what is context. Don't worry, just as I go with the explanation, I'll come back to students. So these are the wordings that they have given actually. So this is exactly the given in the syllabus like. And that is how they test it in the form of antonyms, in the form of synonyms, students. That is how they test it. So basic vocabulary. Now I don't want you to burden yourselves reading every day what we call it as tons of words. No. What you have mastered so far, that is more than enough. Because we need to look into time. Also, time aspect is also very important, students. Okay, right. So let me now go back. No, let me go with the next one now. That is C part. Now, what is the C part, students? Like this is the area where there is a change. C part. When you talk about the previous year and this year, what is the change that you find it? Let me just C part is reading. Reading and comprehension, they said. Reading and comprehension, they said, students. Just 1 minute, video. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Video వచ్చింది. Right. Thank you. Right, students, there was some problem with the system, right? So you find here, this year, they have introduced what you call it as reading and comprehension. You can relax this year, please. Avantika, what's the doubt, bete? Avantika.
Yes, sir.
Yes, bete. You have raised your hand.
Sorry, sir.
Avantika, any doubts?
No, sir.
Right, bete. Right. So you can at least, this year, students, you can relax. You know why? Last year, the couple of years, the title was critical reasoning. It was really tough. Critical reasoning, it is to be imparted to GMAT students and GRE students. So that was the topic that they have given last year, the previous years. So, but now they changed to what we call it as a reading and comprehension. But in my theory book, students, like, you have questions of the, what we call it as like title has been changed. This the same thing last year. You will find in the first page itself, like reading and comprehension, please. I'll talk about this book also. I'll show you this book. Don't worry about it. Just wait. So what is this reading comprehension, students? So earlier there were questions like strengthening the argument, weakening the argument. What is the, what we call it as the, then again, best assumption, course of action, such kind of questions were there, critical reasoning based questions. But now you need not pay attention to those. No doubt, still that questions are there in the book, let them be there. But these questions also have been given, reading and comprehension. Simple question, students, like that is also there in the book now. So I have not deleted those questions. Questions will let them remain that part of the section. But whatever I am trying to teach you, you learn only those. Okay, right? So under this title, reading and comprehension, what are you need? You need to focus attention now. As you know, students, like in 9th class and 10th class, you might have attempted by 9th and 10th. 4th, 5th students onwards also, you started attempting some reading comprehension questions. So some of the types of questions, what they could raise in this one is, don't worry, when I go with that, I'm just introducing the content now. Frequently, there is a question, what we call it as here at your level, there is a question called best inference question, inference. So last year, only inference questions were there. Prasad, I'll come back to you. Only inference questions were there, inference questions. What could be the other questions like? What is the main idea of the passage after reading the passage? What is its main idea? What is the best gist of the passage? What is the best title of the passage? Or they may take a line and they ask you what could be the meaning of this phrase or this sentence means. Are you able to understand, students? Like, so these are the questions I think they are going to raise. Like, so you need not break your head with what is fallacy, what is weakening the argument, what is best assumption, what are the course of actions. Like those questions, you need not look into them. So a simple inference questions. So don't worry, I'm going to, when the chapter rises, I'm going to throw significant light on those, and we will also take some questions for practice also. So reading and comprehension. Reading and comprehension. Small argument, students, like it will not run more than what we call it as like 5 lines. You have taken reading comprehension, so one maybe 1,000 words, and then again, suppose if you are a CAT student, like 1,500 words, 3,000 words, but ours is only maximum what we call the 50 words, not more than that also. So just 3-4 lines. So reading and comprehension. This is for how many marks? I'll come back to you. Slowly, I'll come back to you now. Okay. That is one thing. Like, in addition to this one, they also have given one more thing, students, like reading and comprehension. And there is one more. I have to term it as I don't term it as a different topic as such, but I'll just make it as what we call it as D part. I'll make it as D part. Just wait. Narrative sequencing. So this also comes under reading only, but let me just give you, this is narrative sequencing. What is narrative sequencing, students? Like earlier also this topic was there, but only thing is that it was not clearly mentioned, but they have specified it. They have specified it clearly. Narrative sequencing. So S1, S6 sentences will be given and options like P, Q, R, S. So there will be something like S1 and sentence has been given to you. Okay, then S6 sentence has been given to you. Then something like what we call it as a P, Q, R, S. In other words, sentence rearrangement we can call it as. Last couple of years also there was this question. So there is nothing new in this one. So it can be in the form of jumbled words also, it can be, students, like. Or S1 and S6 may not be given to you, and P, QRS might be given to you and you need to put them in order, the right sequence of the sentence. Actually, these questions frequently raised in IES once upon a time. So at least 10 questions they used to raise this IES, and reading comprehension was also IES questions in those days. So A, B, C, D, and there is one more, students. Like now verbal aptitude is over, and what else is still left now? There is next quantitative aptitude. You please go through the syllabus, students. Like there is one analytical aptitude is there. Analytical aptitude, please. So what is this analytical aptitude? So in that there are 3 topics which is being given to students. Like logic has been given now. Deduction and induction. What is deduction and induction, students? Like that is not my subject. But from reading comprehension, I'm going to talk about deduction means deduce. What is deduce? Deduce is nothing but inference. Okay, that I'm going to talk about it. But there is one more I have to mention here. That is what I have to take it as. From analytical aptitude, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, I'm just going here. There is a chapter called analogy, because last year also they have asked this question. So analogy is something different, students. Like I'm going to highlight that one also. Analogy. Okay. Then under analytical aptitude, you have numerical relations and reasoning. Like so, logic, deduction and induction. Don't worry. That is a little part of reading comprehension, students. Like as I told you already, inference question. You deduce something from that. So I'm not going to take it as separate chapter. That it is not to be taught by me. That is deduction and inductions. So maybe what we call it as, students, like verbal deductions and inductions we call it as. So inference question. So just wait. So that I will pull as one. Deduction and induction I pull it as reading and comprehension itself. Okay, that's okay now. Then there is one spatial aptitude that is also not my subject, students. Like that is something like transformation of shapes, so translation, so rotation, scaling, mirroring, assembling. That is not my subject. That has to be handled by some other faculty. So how many chapters we have, students? Now come back now slowly. Let me just see here now. So as you go through that, you will find yes. So verbal aptitude, students, like tenses, articles. Now generally how many marks they try to test you? Now this is grammar now. So what else they can test in the form of grammar? Tenses and all. How do they test? Like A, B, C, D options. Okay, fine. So there will be some error in one of the sentences. You need to what we call as trace the error. That is what I'm going to talk about that one. Okay, wait, just wait. In the form of fill in the blanks also, they are going to raise it now. So last couple of years, what did they say? They call it as sentence completion. This year, they have not mentioned that word sentence completion, but it is included. In the form of fill in the blank, they can raise vocabulary in the form of fill in the blank grammar also. So I need not talk about sentence completion like. But in my deep learning, there what I have mentioned the topics I'll tell you. Grammar, sentence completion, second topic. Third one is vocabulary, which is already there here now. Sentence completion also is included. Then fourth one is what we call as an analogy. Analogy is there. There I have mentioned critical reasoning, and you need to what we call it as a focus on the what we call it as a reading and comprehension, which was already there earlier. The topic has not been mentioned. That is narrative sequencing. So not much of changes, students. Like only critical reasoning has been modified in the place of critical reasoning, reading and comprehension. That is what they have mentioned. Other topics are inbuilt. Other topics are there already. Okay, right, students. Like now. So if at all, if you think like, sir, how many marks they can raise from grammar, students? Like, keep an average, students. Like definitely I'll talk about that one, students. Like keep it as somewhere between 3 marks. Generally you find 3 marks. Grammar, okay, 3 marks. Fine. Basic vocabulary, students, like in the form of antonyms and synonyms. If there is antonym, they may not raise synonym. If there is synonym, they may not raise antonym. Or if there is antonym, if they don't ask antonym and synonym, they may raise idioms. Any one of the questions you can think of, students. Like Sometimes it could be 1 or sometimes it could be 2 marks also, but I'll just take it as 1 mark. Vocabulary, I'll take it as 1 mark, students. Okay. 1 mark, I take it as idioms and phrases in context. I take it as 1 mark. Okay, right. Now, reading and comprehension, students, this is of 2 marks. This is of 2 marks, students. Like analogy, every year you find for 1 mark. Okay. Now, other areas of concern when I talk about what we call it as students, like especially here, antonyms and synonyms are in the form of what we call it as a idiom, students. Like we can just even 1 more mark also here, like 1 mark. Now we'll count them and see how and where they try to. So grammar, 3 to 4 marks, we can keep it as students. So let me just keep it as 3. Okay, 3, 4, yeah, 5. Okay, 4. Let me just keep it as what we call it as like 4. 4. Okay, 4. 5, 6, 7 mark. Okay, is it okay now? 7. I have taken the minimum mark of the gate now. Reading comprehension bound to be there. You cannot escape from that in the form of one inference question. What is the main idea of the passage? Okay. Narrative sequencing also could be there because they have mentioned this year, students. Analogy, every year I find 1 mark in analogy. So grammar. Now, peripheral chapters like, sir, without this one also I can do reading and comprehension, students. Like it's a general topic that if you are a voracious reader, if you read every day some newspapers, books, the snap of your fingers, we can cut a very good figure for 2 mark, students. Like you cannot think of leaving that. But there are certain strategies. I'm going to implement those strategies, students, like even narrative sequence also. How to go about what sentences to be picked up, how to pick up to make it as the right sequence. I'm going to throw some light on that. Analogy also will take 1 hour session for us. But complete analogy, I have given the list to students like in my book. So the chapters are built in such a way that every theory has been explained in the book also, students. Like, okay, right? Only thing is grammar takes a little bit of time, students, like because a lot of questions are there from the grammar itself. So analogy and reading comprehension as general topics, we can take it as, or vocabulary also general topic like, but you cannot leave them. No, I will going to teach them. I'm how to teach you how to learn vocabulary, how to master vocabulary, students. Is it okay? Right. Now, so far, whatever we have discussed. If you have any doubts, you can raise your hands, please. Yes. Before what we call it as students, like as I said, I'll come back to students. 2 students have raised your hands. I'll come back to you. See, the standard what they have mentioned is of class 9th and 10th students, like basic English grammar they have said. If some students might have gone through my deep learn, you will definitely appreciate my way of teaching there. I have never left a topic there. I have covered up almost all where in deep learning, like, okay, that's you will find it. So again and again, I reiterate students like, so pay little attention towards this verbal ability, students. Earlier, this syllabus is nothing but students like once you master this one, you can meet other requirements like, not only GATE. When the critical reasoning was there, that even met the need for even GRE and GMAT also. But now we don't have critical reasoning like, so you can take other tests also. Once you go through this GATE verbal aptitude or verbal ability, you can take banking courses, you can go for what we call all government sectors exams. We can even think of even CAT also. You can go for other what we call it as a small tests. So you can confidently face those ones. Okay, students, like, right, very good. So if you have any doubts with regard to the syllabus, you can raise your hands now. Yeah, now you can raise your hands now. Okay, Nirisha. What is the doubt, bete? Nirisha. Mute your. Unmute your mic. Okay. Bharat.
Hello.
Yeah, Bharat.
Sir. Hello.
Are you able to hear me? Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Bharat, go ahead, bete.
sir, నా డౌట్ సబ్జెక్ట్ పరంగా కాదు సార్, సిలబస్ పరంగా కాదు. అంటే టైం టేబుల్ సార్, చాలా మంది 11 o'clock కి క్లాస్ ఉంది, 9 o'clock కి క్లాస్ ఉంది అని చెప్తున్నారు కదా సార్. యాక్చువల్ గా ఏంటంటే ఈ బ్యాచ్ లో చాలా మంది ఏంటంటే అప్ టు అంటే గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ కంప్లీట్ అయిన స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నారు. మేబీ ఒకవేళ ఆఫ్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ ఉంటే వాళ్ళు మార్నింగ్ బ్యాచ్ తీసుకునేటోళ్ళు కదా సార్. కాబట్టి టైం టేబుల్ 7 to 9 కరెక్ట్ సార్. యాక్చువల్ గా మీరు టైం టేబుల్ మార్చాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు సార్.
అదే. Others, there are Hindi students also. I'll explain them. Yeah. It's okay. It's a personal query. I'll keep it. I'll talk to them. But Bharat,
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right, bete, right. Nirisha.
Yes, sir.
Yes, bete. What is your doubt, bete?
Nothing, sir.
But you have raised your hand. That's what. It's okay. Saxena? Yes, Saxena. Tell me better.
Sir, actually, my doubt was regarding the timings only. Sir, actually, I have classes from 9 to 5. So 7 to 9, I guess, will be fine.
Okay. Definitely. That's what I will talk to the administrator now. Maybe I'll let you know very shortly. I'll let you know, students. Actually, we have class up to 4.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Srikanth Reddy. Okay, Kishore.
Yes, sir.
Bete, your doubt, bete?
Syllabus regarding numerical aptitude.
I am not the right faculty. Numerical ability. I have the syllabus in front of me. If you want me to read it, I'll just read it for you. Okay? You want me to read it?
You classify the marks, 15 marks.
The total is of 15 marks. Total is of 15 marks. So I have already divided. So my marking is somewhere between 7 and 8 marks.
Okay, sir.
Right now, your numerical aptitude will be the rest of the marking. Okay? Right. I mean to say that if they test it for 7 marks verbal ability, 8 marks will be your numerical ability. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Supposing one of the years, 13 marks was from my subject, then 2 marks was from numerical ability.
Okay.
One of the years, 2 marks was from my subject, which means 13 marks numerical ability then. Okay, right. Damant?
Hello, sir.
Yes, beta.
Sir, my doubt is regarding the material. We were not issued any material, sir. Can you just...
Definitely you will get better. Since you asked me material, this is the cover that you get it, verbal. I think I am just showing this verbal ability. I mean, this is last year print verbal ability.
Okay, sir.
I'm thinking of changing the title also verbal aptitude because it has clearly mentioned in the what we call it as students like verbal aptitude. So under the appendix C, when GATE has released, IIT Mumbai has released. So let me see that it is verbal aptitude. Okay. And there is one more book, you will get it. This is both comprising exercise book, numerical ability and verbal ability. Okay. Both the books you have to get it. I'll talk to the publications to see that the books are there in front of you very shortly. Because sometimes without books also I cannot do in the classes because books are very essential. Okay. Right, beta. That's all, Damant?
That's all, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right, welcome. Dinesh Roy.
Sir, any days, sir, in the English portion?
Tell me, beta.
Sir, how many days, sir, English portion?
Yes, if you have gone through this deep learning, beta, it amounts almost to 28 hours. So 28 hours, it takes around 28 hours per day. I try my maximum to complete before, but it is not possible because, sorry, Dinesh.
Take 2 hours and ఉంటుంది సార్ daily.
Daily 2 hours, only 2 hours. That is enough. Don't go much.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Imtiaz.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Pasha. Where are you from?
Sir, from Mahbubnagar, sir.
Mahbubnagar, bete. Tell me, bete, what is your query? Imtiaz.
Sir, as a first day, no, sir. Give some tips regarding the anti-terms learning from the day 1 to up to.
No, definitely. I'm going to introduce now these overall. I've just given the syllabus. I'm going to introduce what we call it as. There are 9 areas where GATE is focusing. I'm going to talk to you before coming to grammar also. Just wait. I'm going to just introduce that. I mean to say that at least you will come to know, okay, these are the areas I need to pay attention. Okay. So next topic is that. Okay, I'm coming back to that one. Don't worry about it. Right?
Sir, that's not my doubt, sir. My doubt was give some tips regarding this. We can follow daily to study, sir.
Okay, how to prepare. That's what I'm coming to. That's what there are 9 areas. There are 9 areas. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to mention those areas. Then you can go on practice it also. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you. Okay? Right. Sonali.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Sonali. Tell me, bete.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding recorded classes, sir.
Classes?
Yes, sir.
The timings you mean to say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there is a couple of students who wish to have 7 to. I'll talk to the administrator and finally decide it, please. I'll come back to you, Sonali. You said your classes.
Yeah, okay.
No, you said that your college starts at 8 o'clock, right?
No, sir. I have completed my graduation.
Okay. There was some other student who has actually. Okay, but I'll confirm the timings and I'll let you know. Okay. Just give me some time.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't have any genuine doubts, so you can lower your hands. Yogeshri, if it is regard to timetable, you can lower your hands, please.
Sir.
Yogeshri.
Sir, boat and distance problems కొంచెము చెప్తారా సార్ అంటే ఎలా టిప్స్ ఏమన్నా
ఏదన్నా దేనికి what exactly come and tell me
boat and distance న్యూమరికల్ అబిలిటీ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్
అవును
దానికి కొంచెం ఏదైనా టిప్స్ లాగా చెప్తారా సార్ ఏదైనా అంటే ఈజీ వేగా
ఏది న్యూమరికల్ అబిలిటీ
న్యూమరికల్ అబిలిటీలో డిస్టెన్స్ అండ్ బోట్ ఉంటది కదా సార్ ఓకే అవి చెప్తారా సార్ ఒకసారి కొంచెం
నేను చెప్పాను I'm not there, right? There may be another faculty who would be engaged in that subject. I teach only verbal ability, okay? Verbal aptitude.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Sri. I teach only ability, but there will be some other faculty who would be designed for this one.
Yes, sir. Over, sir. For us, sir, subject is somewhat doubt is there.
Okay. Subject is over. Okay,
that's
do one
what
thing.
I am asking for
Okay. Which faculty? I'll tell you. Just wait. There is one faculty. If you want, the faculty name I just forgot. His name is. I can refer your number to that faculty, and he will be in touch with you. If you. Okay, do one thing. I'll give you my numbers. You be in touch with me. I'll try to forward that number to that other faculty. I just forgot his name. Okay. He will be the right person to guide you, student. Okay, sir. Okay, he'll be the right person to guide you. I don't know who taught you, but I'm just able to skip his number. But I'll come back to you, please. I'll give my number. You be in touch with me. I'll try to see that you will be in touch with that faculty. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right, beta. Right. Srikanth Reddy. Srikanth.
Sir, మనకి ప్యాటర్న్ లో మల్టిపుల్ సెలెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి కదా
wonderful beta. Right. right? You find pointed out. One is this year, students, from this year onwards, you will find MCQ and MSQ. Recently, I have prepared a lot of questions on MSQ also. So, which means more than one option, right? Two options, three options could be right answers. Today itself, I'll try to ask you.
అదే మన సెక్షన్స్ లో కూడా ఉంటాయి అంటే అన్ని ఇంక్లూడెడ్ ఇన్ ఆల్ సెక్షన్స్ కదా అది
Yes, yes, included in all sections. Even verbal ability they can raise, like suppose they have given one antonym, there could be 3 antonyms right answers also. Options could be there. Okay, but right. Yeah. Perin Kumar.
Yes, sir.
What is the doubt, bete?
Sir, how many hours for the completion of the syllabus, sir?
That's what I know. Someone also told me it takes around 28 hours, bete. 28 hours.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Maybe 1 or 2 hours like that. 28 hours it takes, like, okay?
Okay,
Right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Students, if you don't have genuine doubts, you can lower your hands, please. Sharath Kumar. Sharath. Musadik. Musadik. Okay. Ajay. Ajay.
Hello.
Good
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ajay.
So I have general doubt about, sir, is every year syllabus it changes or only?
No, but
2-3
only
years?
last year they have changed and it will continue till they further instructions. This will continue to be there, students.
Okay, sir.
Syllabus will not be changed. No more. I mean, depends on the university sometimes.
Okay.
And one more thing I should say, my observation, ever since from 2009 onwards, I am observing students like, I think who is conducting next year? I think Guwahati, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Next year
Maybe.
Guwahati is conducting, right? I mean to say, well, there is no 100% I'm sure. Normally what is happening is sometimes if South India, like, Bangalore, Madras, if they conduct this, what we call the gate examination, little more weightage is given to verbal ability.
Okay, sir.
And if Delhi and others, North India, I find that there are more numerical questions. Weightage is given more to numerical.
Okay.
But I don't say 100%, but my observation, I observed it that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right, buddy. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Right. Now we'll just still we have some time, students. Like now, just I'll go through that. Now, what I will do is that I'll try to introduce the overall pattern of what we call it as like that now. So, what is this overall pattern, students? Now, so maybe there are some. Just now, students asked me, sir, if we can initially let us know which area to concentrate, so that we can pay a little more attention. That's what they said. Like so. Now I'm just going with that, students. Now here we go. So I'm just going to give you the overview pattern of the GATE, what we call it as this syllabus, right? So just allow me to go back. There are 9 steps, like, so that you can pay attention to those areas itself. Like you need not waste much time in spending in other areas. Like as the syllabus comes, definitely I'll touch every area of concern. But now we'll go with areas of concern, like overall pattern of the GATE. Okay, overall pattern. A kind of overview or over review of the GATE, like, okay, right. Right, students, like now let us see. So where are the areas like the GATE is going to focus and which areas, like first number 1, students, like now you have to pay attention towards my class, students, like number 1. Others, please lower your hands, please. I'll come back, please. I'll come back, students, now. So areas of concern, which areas they are going to raise a lot of questions, like for example, students, like the capital, of Bihar is Patna. As I already told you, students, like our way of testing questions are not like banking, like only grammar. No, you will see the title, usage and grammar. Which of the following? Usage and grammar, students, like. So there could be sometimes one error or there could be two errors. That is what our skill and ability in tracing the what we call it as students. So lot of questions I found of this kind, this sort, students. Now what is this kind of a question? Let us see now. In one word from grammar, in other words, like this is both grammar come vocabulary. Okay, so the overall pattern, like I'm trying to talk about the overall pattern. So this is this area frequently I find questions. In one word, I call it as students like this is error tracing. I can call it as error tracing. How can you trace the error, students? Like if you don't know grammar, you cannot trace the error tracing, students. Okay, right. So here you find, I just want to see which is the right word is befitting in the given sentence. So far, I think like more than 100 words of this kind. What are all this kind? I'll tell you now. Which word is right here, students? Now, is it capital PAL or what we call it as POL now? Which is the right word here, students? Now, maybe if one of the students can raise your hand, then I'll be happy about that. So let me see which is the right word now. AL or OL? I just want to see. Yes, 9 participants. One. Very good, very good, very good, students. I'm happy to note that. Right, Srikanth.
Sir, capital AL.
AL, absolutely right, students. I'll come back to you. Good now.
Okay.
So this is the area where they are trying to test it like AL. Okay, if all students like Arpit, then Sudarsh, then if you feel AL, you can lower your hand, please. Aishwarya, you can lower. I mean, others like you can. And if someone feels OL, then you can raise your hand and just keep it like. Nirisha. Okay, Nirisha, what is your answer? Nirisha, is it AL or OL?
AL, sir.
AL. Okay, fine. Absolutely right. Okay, right. If someone negates that, you can raise your hands, please. Otherwise, lower your hands, please. All very good. Most of them have given me the right answer. You can lower your hands, please now. Very good. Right. Now, so what is this kind of a word list called like in grammar? So I'm just trying to give you some idea about the vocabulary now. You see here now. So the capital of Bihar is Patna. Most of the students told me, sir, the right word is AL, what they told me. You are indeed absolutely right. I have given capital and capital, but examiner will give you A, B, C, D options. I'm going to give you some questions of that sort. Just wait. I'm going to give you questions of this sort also, like, right? So that let me see whether you can find out the answer or not now. So what is the meaning of AL? Now your ability and skill is to focus on such kind of words. I have given a very big list of these ones, students, like, and in my further classes also, as some student told me, sir, if you can give us in the beginning itself, we will go through them. So don't worry, tomorrow itself, I'll load these ones, okay? So that you can go through them. In the workbook, what has happened is I've given words, but I have not given the meaning there. But in this, what we call it as like, I'll try to give you the complete vocabulary list, like, so that you can start learning them. Okay, that's good now. It cannot be OL, students. Now, what is the difference between these two words like? So AL has 2, 3, 4 meaning, students, like capital, cap. How do you master vocabulary? There is a concept called divide and conquer vocabulary. What you will divide? What is a word? What is nothing but made of letters, few letters. And every individual letter has a meaning. 2 letters have a meaning. 3 letters, 4 letters, 5 letters. But you should know how to divide the word, students, like. You will not be in a position now to divide. When I come to vocabulary, I will teach you little method like how to divide, like. So cap. What is cap now? Cap means head, students. I mean, if you divide the word, cap means head actually. So if you know one root, increase and multiply to 10 words like that, I will show you when I come to vocabulary. Sir, if I know one root, can I go with 10 words? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can go with 10 words to students like now, right? Very good now. So something head of a city or head of a country is called capital. That is one meaning, students. Capital also means important also. Something significant. That is another meaning of capital, students. Now, what is this PATOL? It's a building actually, especially in US. They use the word capital. It's a building actually, name, students. So sometimes one word has 3, 4 meanings, like 5 meanings. And GATE is teaching such kind of words. What are these words called? Confused words. Is it okay now? Confused words. More than 100 pairs they have tested these words. And I want every student to focus from today onwards, this list vocabulary. I'm going to give you the list I told you. As I told you, tomorrow, I'll just going to upload it so that you have the list in front of you and every day you can go through them, students. Okay, right, one. And there is another error in this one, students. Like now there is a word be here now. So what does grammar say, students, like now? Every sentence has to begin with a capital letter, number 1 point. Okay, number 1. Students, I'll come back, just wait. Number 2, as I'm going to talk about nouns, there one of the nouns is proper nouns. Names of people, persons, places, they are all called proper nouns. Proper nouns have to be always written in capital letter. So there is a error here. Error is nothing but it has to be written in capital B. Small error, students, like simple errors. That's what I said, basics. They are testing basics. And there is one more error here also, students, like now, for example, like P also has to be written in what we call it as the right capital letter, like partner. So usage and grammar sometimes. That is what you have to keep in mind. So what I call these words to students, like in English, one word I call these ones as, in English terminology, I call them these ones as like, homophones. GATE is testing homophones. So what are all these homophones, students, like? Students, you just lower your hand till I go. I'll just give you time also. Once I finish, I'll give you time. You can raise your hands, please. Homophones, like lot of homophones. Every year I find these homophones in GATE. And students are not well versed with these homophones. So again, I simply divide students like homo means something what we call it as the same or something similar. Something similar. Phone means a sound, students, simply sound like. So what do you mean by similar sound, same sound, homophones like? You can count them. Till last year, I think last one, there were 79 pairs they have tested 2 years ago. But they have increased now, I think more than 100 pairs have been tested in GATE. What this called homophones, students, like. So some of the homophones which appeared so far in GATE, I cannot give the complete list here now, but I'll show you afterwards. So for example, something like this one, students, like for example, you see here, I'll just give you some like PERSONAL, personal, PERSONNEL, ABCD. Okay, in one sentence they may use the word personal. In another sentence they may use the word what we call it as a personal, students, like now. Now your ability is to test and see which area is what we call it as the rightly use the word personal now. Okay, that is our challenge, students, like. Okay, I'll just give you this one of the previous year's questions. Since the word has come to you, let me see whether you can choose the statement where underlined word is used correctly. This is the title frequently I found in GATE, students, like. This is the title which I frequently find in the GATE now. Okay, here we go. Just let me see, students, like now, for example, like A, very quickly, I'll just go with that. Okay, let me just see that. Let me just see, students, now. The industrialist, I'm just showing one sample. Industrialist had a PERSONNEL, personal jet. Okay. B. I write. I write my experience. And this is a gate question only. I write my experience in my personal diary. Try to know the word D-A-I-R-Y. D-I-A-R-Y. Very simple but confusing. You also should know those words also, right? Okay, personal diary. See, all personal are being given the day of. D. Being religious is a personal aspect. So, I mean, this is one of the gate questions only. I just would like to raise students like so that you will have an idea what kind of. So, what did the statement students like now? The choose the what we call it as the statement where underlined word is used correctly. Underlined word is used correctly. Is this right? Is this right? Is this right? Or is this right? Actually, we know two words like personal NAL and PRSO personal now. Okay, one or two students like let me just see now. Yes, Shrisha. Okay, oh, lot of students have their hands. Shirisha. Shirisha, yes. You're muted. No idea? Okay, I'll give someone else chance. Shambhavi?
Sentence C. All personnel are being given the day off.
Sentence C. Okay. Makes me problem. Okay. Your answer is what we call it as a C, right?
Yes,
very good. Now, all personnel. What is the question, bete? All personnel are being given the day off. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Can you tell me? Okay, you have given me the right answer. Like, let me give some other option, some other one also, students. Let me just ask someone else. Like, please. Okay, very good. Good. Yeah, nothing is impossible. Like, Veera, Vineet. Vineet Kumar.
Yes, sir.
What should be in the first one, student? Now, Vineet, what should be in the first one?
Personal, sir.
What is that? What do we call it as like? The industrialist had a personal jet. What should be the right word there actually? What should be the right word?
PERSONAL, sir.
Absolutely right. Now there it should have been PRSONNEL as given, but the right word is PRSONAL. So if all the students like Yash, Aishwarya, then again Reddy, then Prashant Reddy, Ranjit, if you feel option C, you can lower your hands. And that is absolutely the right answer. And okay, if you have some other answer, then I can go ahead with that. Okay. Naga Vinita.
Sir.
Your answer?
C, sir.
Absolutely right. So that is personal. Can you tell me, Vinita, what is the meaning of personal here now? Double NEL meaning.
Exactly, I don't know that, sir.
Okay, it's okay, Vinita. Right, Vinita. I'll come back to, maybe let me ask you one of your friends. Let me see. Ashwani? Ashwani?
Option yes, sir.
You mean to say that is the right answer?
Yes, sir. Because personal meaning is Vyaktigatamayana, that is personal. Sibbandi.
So PRSONNEL.
Yes, sir.
Is the sentence right? Option A. Is it the right word to be used there?
I think so, sir.
Sorry, what is the meaning of PRSONAL?
That is
Vyaktigatamayana.
PNNEL, sir. That is.
What is NNEL?
NN.
Okay, which meaning you know better? Tell me now. Double NEL lekapothe AL meaning. Which meaning you know? Okay.
Double NEL, sir.
Double NEL. What do you mean by that?
Sibbandi.
Sibbandi. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And what is PRSONAL?
That is our personal.
Sir, you have a personal phone. Okay, you have a personal phone now. Which personal should I use now? You have a personal phone, right?
Yes, sir.
So which personal should I use there now?
AL.
Absolutely right. Right, Nana. Right. Very good. Good. Welcome, Betty. Welcome. Now, right now, most of you have given me right answer. Vignata, then again, what we call is a Kurundwad, then Ashish Kumar. If you feel answer C, please lower your hands, please now. Very good. I'm happy that most of you have risen their hands. I'm happy about it now, students. Right. Good now. Shall I go with one, what we call it as students now? This number one, I'll try to finish. Give me just 2 minutes, students. Like, I'm already running short of time. Like, so what exactly you mean by this error tracing? Like, these are the area where you need to pay a lot of attention. That's what my question was. So I'll just give you just a few more words of the previous year, then we'll wind up the session, students. Is it okay? Right. Good now. So this is how the questions have been raised frequently, students, like now, right? Okay. I'll just give you one more word now. Come on, let us see now. So in GATE, they have raised the words like, for example, students, like, what are the words they have raised? I'll tell you now. PEACE. Now tell me now, PEACE and what we call it as PIECE. Now, are they difficult, students? Like, you should know. A dog was carrying a piece of bread. This piece, if he has written, is it okay? A dog was carrying a piece of bread. Is it right? No. After the war, there prevails peace. Is it right? No. So you should know the meaning of PA. These are GATE questions. I'm just trying to give you students like now. Is it okay? Okay, students, like last year, one word like they have asked BRAKE and BREAK, break. Okay, right, students, like simple words like ADVICE, ADVISE, which is the right word that is befitting the students now. Sometimes some other words like AUSURE, assure, ensure, insurance. I think if you know, insure, assurance, insurance, students, like now, right? So something like of this sort. Sometimes a little bit of homo means similar sound. Or see, peace, similar me. What we call meanings are not similar, like similar sound only I said now. Okay, right. Similar sound but different meaning. That is what we call it as homophones. Lot of homophones they have tested so far, students. Like there were some words also, students, like something like allusion, maybe sometimes little bit of difficult words. Illusion, in the sentence they have given whether to use the word illusion, students, like now, or sometimes illusion, Simply you should know these words like allusion, illusion, illusion, and there are some other words that examiner did not ask, but I'll give you something like a delusion. So something what we call as allusion. What is allusion? Like what is illusion? What is delusion? What is what we call it as illusion? Students like now, wonderful students like now, right? Just before winding up, just I want to give you a challenging question. Let me see if anyone can do this question. Like, let me just see students now. Okay, right? Just tap the question here now. Let me see. I'm going to use one word, students, like F-L-A-I-R, 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 and what we call it as students like now, F-L-A-R-E, F-L-A-R-E students now. These students have raised their hands. I'll come back to you students now. I'll come back to you. Okay, if you maybe like, I think like you have to prepare for maybe, I don't know, for participants have raised their hands. I have not asked any questions, but they have raised hands. Sudarshan, tell me better, what is your query now? First. Sudarshan. Unmute yourself, Sudarshan. Okay. Kishore?
Yes.
Kishore, go ahead.
Sir, in the previous question, how can I find out that C is the right answer?
Previous question, C is the right answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, previous question, better. Okay, just I'm coming back to that. What because let me just see. The word is rightly fitting there in the given sentence or not. That's all, better. That's all. All personal. What do you mean by personal, students? Like, I'm not given any meaning such like. Personal means those who are in a job, those who are employed students like now. Army personnel. Okay. N-E-L. All personnel are being given the day off, which means all the employers have been given the day off, means holiday. First one cannot be. Personal jet means PRSO-NAL only. That cannot be the answer, students. So therefore, that is wrong answer. And I write my personal experience in my diary. Personal diary, what is the meaning? What is the word that we have to use? Not to employment there. Personal, PRSO-NAL now. So therefore, this is wrong again. Being religious is a personal aspect. Which religion are you?
Hindu.
Hindu. So what we call it as it's your personal belief. So there the word should be PRSO-NAL, not PRSO-NNAL. It cannot be students. Is it okay?
Yes,
Okay, better? Right. So therefore this is wrong. So the right answer is absolutely what we call it as this one. Actually, I wanted to come back to this question now. Okay, I'm running short of time, students. Like definitely I'll come back to you. And such kind of a list. Tomorrow I'm going to give you few more questions, and I'm going to give the list tomorrow itself, like so that you can at least go through them, work out and learn them now. Okay, students, now wonderful. Doubts, I'll come back. Other students, like I think there is another faculty who is waiting for the system here. Just kindly allow me to go. And well, I'll throw more significant light on these areas and you can master them, students, like, right? So these are the areas where, so there are 9 areas where you need to focus. Focus should be on 9 areas. So today I just covered only one area. So tomorrow I'm going to give some more questions on this one. So I wish you all what we call it as students, like good evening. Then again, I'll come back tomorrow, students. I have a lot of queries, but today time didn't permit me to talk more about this one now. Okay, being the first day, I had to introduce the subject. Okay, right. Okay, but well, if you have any queries, you can bring to my notice. Someone, asked me, so you can take my number, students, like in the beginning itself, so that if you have any doubts, you can bring to my notice also, as and when you can bring to my notice. As I said, I am Dr. M. Jairaj. 9963437627. Okay, this is my WhatsApp also. 9963437627. Okay, but and maybe if I call you, I'll call you from my another number, that is Jio or something like that. Okay, so that if you have any doubts, you can contact me. No problem, please. 8522969731. Preferably after 9:30, students, like in the evening. Or you can call me daytime also, not a problem, but only other than the class hours. Okay. So, right, have a nice day, right? So I think you are strengthened. Suresh, you have raised your hand, but I'm just trying to wind up Suresh. Okay, last Suresh, what is the doubt, buddy?
Sir, what about tomorrow class timings?
Oh, definitely right. You know, I'll just call now. Well, just 1 minute, 1 minute. Right, man, you just call me 1 minute, please. 1 minute, 1 minute. వెంకట్ అందరూ 7 to 9 అంటున్నారు. 7 to 9 కదా? ఏదో 1 or 2 స్టూడెంట్స్ వాళ్ళకి ఏదో కాలేజ్ ఉందని అంటున్నారు. 7 to 9 పెట్టేస్తామంటారు. మేలా నాకు కొంచెం తెలియదు ఇందులో. నేను ఇందులో ఏం చేస్తానంటే ఏదో స్టాప్ షేర్ అని ఉంది ఇక్కడ, ఏదో ఎండ్ చేయాలనా? అవును, ఓకే ఓకే, ఒక్క నిమిషం. స్టూడెంట్స్, టుమారో 7 to 9. ఓకే, ఫైన్ ప్లీజ్, ఫైన్. సో టుమారో విల్ మీట్ అగైన్. గుడ్. ఏంది స్టాప్ షేర్ అని పెట్టాలనా? ఉంది 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 ఇక్కడ. ఒక్క నిమిషం, ఒక్క నిమిషము. ఒక్క నిమిషం. అవును, ఉన్నది ఉన్నది ఉన్నది. ఒక్క నిమిషం, ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఫైల్ ఉంది. సేవ్ యాజ్ పెట్టినాను. అవును, ఓకే, ఇక్కడ రాసేస్తున్నాను ఒకటి. ఏమని రాయాలి అందులో? ఓకే, ఒక్క నిమిషం, ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఏదో విండ్సన్ ఉంది అందులో. విండ్సన్ పోవట్లేదు. ఓకే 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 ఓకే, ఒక నిమిషం. పోయింది పోయింది. సేవా ఏమని కొట్టాలి? ఇంగ్లీషా? ఇంగ్లీష్ డే 1. డే 1 ఇంగ్లీష్ డే 1 కొట్టేసినాను. సేవా సేవ్ కొట్టేసినాను. రైట్. సేవింగ్ అని గ్రీన్ లైట్ చూపించింది. స్టాప్ షేర్ చేయాలని ఇప్పుడు. ఒక్క నిమిషం, అది నేను వీడియోలో ఆఫ్ చేసుకుంటున్నా.